Now we are talking.
Now we're talking.
So right now we are in front of the new cafe from Wildkaffee in Vienna with Martin Wölfl.
Nice to have you here. Welcome.
So when did you open actually?
Actually 1.5 months ago.
Wow.
So it's quite fresh.
That's fresh.
Yes.
Can you show us around?
Of course, please come in.
So let's take a look.
Welcome.
It doesn't happen every day that you can taste coffee brewed by the World Brewers Cup Champion. We asked Martin all the details about the design, coffee bar setup and coffee menu. And also why he decided to open the coffee shop in the first place. This video is sponsored by Linkbar Single Touch.
If you asked me like a couple of years ago if I want to open a coffee shop, I would say immediately no, I don't want to open a coffee shop. But over the last years I was traveling quite a lot together with Hardy and we got different inspirations, and I was always thinking about myself, like if I would open something or we would open something, how would it look like? What would be the menu? How would be the interior? Then what kind of machine would I use? And slowly the idea came together, okay, we need a living room. We need something where we can do our coffee.
Okay, so Martin, tell me about the interior, about the space, how you think about it and what is important and what you're actually excited about.
I mean, from the beginning on, it was super important to create a place, and the space actually where everyone is welcome. Doesn't matter how experienced you are already with specialty coffee. So it's an open space, it's a lot of light, a bright light, it's warm, and it's important that we have a lot of natural product and materials. So first of all, the first thing you see is a granite from Italy. And everything is based on the grit. So we have 4 core values. This is our fundament. And it's standing for quality, innovations, transparency, and sustainability. So that's the grit, that's the fundament. So every decision we make is based on these 4 core values. And people, normally they don't know it, and that's also totally fine. They don't need to know all the details we thought about, but slowly they get to have this concept together, you know? And we have a lot of natural light that's coming in and covered by a huge light wall over there. You can immediately dim it and change the color in every color you want and you need. So it depends on the color outside, you can adjust it. If there is a body in the evening, you can go to different colorings as well. So you can turn this into more the club style or in different lights, you know. So if you work as a barista and you move around, you don't have any shadow because that's like, you know, you can't focus that well and you don't feel tired, you know?
If you think about like how you envision it in your head and when you were planning it with a team and how it turned out, what was the either biggest surprise or biggest challenge actually to putting the vision of this coffee shop in practice?
So the biggest challenging actually was for us to have the space that has all these points of interior design, but it's also practical in terms of workflow. So you need to have efficiency, quality, and design come together. And this was the part where we not struggled the most, but we thought about the most. And how we can make it minimalistic, clean, reduced, but still a good workflow. So the first thing when you come in actually, there's always one barista standing behind the machine or at least at the cassa. So if you come in and we say good morning, you always go to a person. You never go to a place where no one is, you know? So immediately you come to this side. And here you have the space for visualizing the menu, see the pastries, but also you know, okay, it's coffee. And if you want to have espresso or cappuccino, you will stay exactly where you are. You pay the coffee, we make it from my right to our left side. So that's the workflow. So you get the coffee here, you turn around, and if it's for takeaway, and you go out. But for example, if you order a filter coffee, we will guide you from this side to this side. And here we have space. You're not stressed anymore because no customer is next to you. It's like, oh, this guy is ordering a pour-over, he has so many questions. You know, then you are stressed and the barista is stressed. So what we did, we guide you here. And here is like an open space, there's no one. That's important for me, that we take the time to make the pour-overs. You should get the feeling from the beginning on, we will take care of you when you're ordering pour-over. And it's fine if you have a couple of questions, recipe, water, whatever. then here's the space. So if you order pour over, we have, for example, here the filos. So we grind the coffee, sure, freshly, and we adjust the grind size. And then we have the built-in scales, because sometimes we have pour overs, tea all at the same time. And this comes to this part. We have integrated kettles with two different water systems actually. For the two sections, we have the classical pour overs, you know, Kenya, Ethiopian anaerobics, Brazil macroloss. So this gets a standard water. And for the Panama Geishas, Brazil Geishas, we customize the water. We have an ROR system. So we remineralize the water. We have like a zero water and we put minerals. But for the standard coffee, we get the ROR water to a water filter here to the pipe. And with a little device by touchscreen, just if you want, you can put, it's vibrating.
Okay.
And now it's switched to the different water system. So out of this pipe, we get two different water systems. And then we can easily just move it around and refill. So you don't need to lift the kettle.
Oh, okay.
You know?
Without the drippers and the servers and the tools.
So for naturals, anaerobics, more fermented coffees, we use the area with a flat bottom. So it's more floral and clean and sweet, because that's the advantage of a flat bottom. If you want to highlight more juicy, more vibrant coffees, for the deep up the washed, we use the MK, the cone dripper. Then we have a server, actually. We use the one from Movna, or we have as well the one from Icosa, you know? Because these little rims here on the sides, they are decanting the coffee. So you have a more precise smell, better aroma.
Wow.
That's a Geisha.
It looks really exciting. I see already so many different tools and machines.
Yeah.
So I wonder, since this is kind of like also maybe your dream come true, right? Like opening your own coffee shop. So how did you think about setting it up? What machine to use? How to combine for the baristas?
So it's again the same thing. It should be efficient, fast, good quality, and consistent. So actually, we put together a menu of 3 different coffees. We have our house espresso. This is a classical chocolatey coffee. That's the daily, also like for every coffee, for every cappuccino. If you don't want something specific, you get the house espresso. And this comes out of the Major V. So this has electronic burst setting. So it's a faster grinder. The second coffee, there is right now a Kenya, the wash Kenya. And this comes on the Kony SG. So it's grind by weight. There's a scale in here. We don't use it that often as the house espresso, but multiple times over the day. So a lot of people are asking for fruity options. So we need to be even more precise. We know when we have like fruity coffee like the Kenya, wash Kenya, we need to be really precise because the gap between it's delicious and it's not so good, it's a small gap. So for this coffee, for example, we also use the vibration. So actually you can hold it, it's vibrating. Okay. So through vibrating, it's actually leveling out the fines. And we also have the needling. So these tools are coming together with like the wash coffees or the fruity coffees, but also with the frozen reserve, the geishas we have. Because with the geishas, we need to be even more precise. And then we have the mini SG, and this is a decaf coffee. So for the decaf, right now we need maybe 20, 25 a day. But we need a grinder because like 20, 25 coffees a day by hand or as a decaf, we need an option, you know? So this was a grinder actually we added like 2 weeks after we opened. Okay. Because we found out like so many people asking for decaf. Okay, we need to change something. Yeah, then we have a click temper.
Okay.
Okay. So the pressure is always the same. And just by clicking, it's tamping.
Okay.
It's fast, it's consistent, and it's the same for every barista. Some little tools we also have. Temperature and humidity, because we want to get a better understanding how the grinder will change through temperatures, humidities, so we know how to interact and change the burst settings. So this is something how we can control the quality.
Espresso machine?
Espresso machine, we have a slayer.
Okay.
So Yeah, with the Slayer, for myself, it's I get the best taste itself. You get taste profile out of the coffees I personally would not get from other machines.
Why?
Because you have a pre-profiling, so you have a needling inside, so you can control the bloom itself with a different pressure. That's something different you get from a Slayer. So the oily, creamy, and really dense espresso. Every shot is measured with the scale because the Slayer don't have a scale. There's no display, there's nothing here. So every shot need to be done with the scale. So that's also the challenge. So you need to be really focused when you do a shot.
So it's very far from automatic espresso machine. This is very manual, right?
Yes, very manual, exactly. But you can customize all the espressos, and that's the funny part actually. So it's a lot of handcraft. So when we do the espressos and when we need to be focused in here, we can, in the meantime, press the button for cappuccino, and it's both ready at the same time. So we don't need to steam the milk by hand. This is actually a milk dispenser. So they have two different models. It's the espresso model and the milk model. We're using here the milk model. That means out of this dispenser comes the steamed hot milk ready to make latte art and ready to make the cappuccinos. So we have 4 options here, like one we set for cappuccino, one is cold milk for the iced options right now in summer, is important. One is for cafe latte, and the other one we have as a spare one as well. So we have 4 buttons just by touchscreen, and there is like a model here, and by touchscreen you can just adjust it. So yeah, that's the system of the Linkbar. So actually here we have a fridge, and there is the milk inside with the tank. So roughly a day we put it into like 10 liters, and the Linkbar is connected to this tank. And now we have these 4 settings for the 4 buttons here. So all of these you can program. So we press the button and now you can set the milk volume. That's the amount of milk actually we get out. Steam actually is the air ratio, so how dense the steam is, and the temperature, that's important. So the temperature, you need to think about always how much should be the temperature that comes out immediately here, but also till it's into the cup, till the customer's drinking out of it. And there is a main cleaning every day. So this takes around 25 minutes. This is what we do at the end of the day, a full cleaning. But you need to add a droplet, and then the rest it's doing the machine. Now you see water is coming through. So it's cleaning actually all the parts of the Linkbar. So there is no rest of the milk inside the pipes. So there are no milk bags over here. We need to open, and then milk waste is spreading around. So it's a clean surface as well. And one part that also makes the Linkbar special, it's not adding water to the milk. Because if you steam by hand, you get around 10% water through the steam, But with this solution, you don't get added water. So the cappuccino is tasting more sweet and more creamy.
You don't have it here, but like Linkbar works in different modules. Right? You mentioned that you use it at events, right? So maybe can you explain like how the whole system, like if implemented, works?
Yeah, the espresso model actually is based on the espresso concentrate. So you have a liquid, espresso liquid in the fridge, and through the coffee model, you get espresso shots. So you can set the creamer, you can set the temperature, you can set the amount, you can make Americano with hot and cold water. So that's super easy. We use it, for example, for a couple of events where we do like a couple of coffees. Sometimes there's a break in the event, and then suddenly there are coming 200 people in 1 hour and they have 1 hour break, these kind of events, and it's super busy. This coffee model is helping a lot because you have espresso as a base, then you have the milk over here. You're so fast and efficient. You just press the buttons and you have a perfect drink ready. Devices like this are supporting coffee shops. We can focus on the talk, the interaction with the customer instead of steaming here all the time,
Something crazy over there behind you?
Yeah, frozen reserve. So actually a freezer at minus 20 degrees. This is something we need to explain quite often during the day because people think, this is how you make cold coffee. This freezer is filled with the Geishas, with the top-notch, the competition coffees we have.
What is the advantage for the coffee shop or even people at home to freeze it?
So the advantage for people also at home is to keep the aroma, to keep the taste of the coffee. You just put it in small tubes or like also in a jam glass or something, and lock it and freeze it. And through the freezing, it's not degassing anymore. So it's keeping the aroma and the taste. The big advantage for a coffee shop or a roastery like us is that we have these coffees, you know, that are super pricey. So when we roast around 2 kilo normally per one roast. So we have a small roaster for this. And then we don't use it like 2 kilos in one day, but it's degassing and it's losing the quality. But to make sure that we can keep the experience for all the customers that want to have this coffee, we can freeze it.
How many people from all the people coming here, like what's the percentage of people trying something really that special that is in a freezer?
Oh, that's hard to say, but I think normally every day it's around 2 to 3 people. Alex, you ready? Jensen Green Dip Geisha. Well.
Thank you. So it's a frozen reserve.
It's a frozen reserve. Yes, that's a geisha from Panama, from Kai Jensen, a beautiful farm.
What should I taste? Like what are the descriptors?
Jasmine, peach, right?
Yeah.
Really floral and elderflowers.
How many different options usually you would have in the freezer?
For espresso right now we have around 4 to 5. That's always available in here, and the same for pour over actually. Yeah, from the frozen. So some of these coffees we don't even sell in bags, and we had it a while ago, and now it's still in the freezer. So yeah, it's always.
So if you want to try it, you need to come here to taste it here in the cafe.
Please do so.
Is there anything else that you plan for this particular location, particular coffee shop that you want to add in the future?
I planned in the second room, it's over there, it's like a bit hidden, a completely different layout, like a Omakase style. So
what does it mean?
6 customers are allowed to book for one session, and the sessions are limited over the week, you know? So you have limited sessions, and you book your slot, and then 2 baristas are working for the 6 customers. And you have 4 or 5 courses of coffee. Brewing coffee in a different way for the people, explain more about where the coffee is coming from, about the processing, about the brewing, and close a bit the gap between customers and barista, you know, like a competition. So it's really fun actually in this neighborhood. We have like regular customers, they are older, younger, so it's a good mix. And one of my favorite situations was actually like an older guy, roughly around 70, was sitting on the table reading the newspaper, and on the side there were like 2 girls sitting roughly around 25 drinking the 2 matchas, and he had the cappuccino, you know, and it's like 2 generations in one place. And this is what makes me really happy, that customers from all different ages and, you know, coming and enjoy coffee or drinks here.
So that was Wildkaffee in Vienna. We hope that you enjoyed this video. And if you want to find more cafes like that, check out our mobile app. Bye-bye.